Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Politics Now, where we talk about modern politics and modern America. And today we're going to be discussing why DeSantis is really employing a losing strategy. And if we look at the poll numbers, yeah, it isn't really working out. So let's get into that. So DeSantis is using a very bad strategy, and his campaign directors are employing a very, very bad version of a potentially pretty easy campaign, but honestly, it's not going to be a good campaign to run, especially in this year, and I'll get into that. Alright, so first thing is that DeSantis is really associating himself with the wrong people. Of course, you have the fact that he can't self-fund himself, so he has to take donors, and a lot of those donors are neocon rhinos who, when you get donors from them, and you get a lot of money from them, it sort of calls into question, are you going to be a real conservative, or are you going to follow these rhinos, and where do your priorities lie? Because if you're receiving so much funding, it kind of says something about you that maybe would turn people off from voting for you. And it it's just not working out for him, and he's getting endorsements by a lot of neocons who are then associated with Ron DeSantis, and you have these people who are the sort of 2012 type of politician who are donating a lot of money to DeSantis to get rid of Trump, which kind of hurts DeSantis's chance because he can't model himself as a populist or even a conservative when he's getting all of this money by rhinos who would probably pull their money out and he would just be left with nothing. But also, he needs that money, so he has to be associated with a lot of these neocons, and it's a lose-lose strategy and a lose-lose situation for him. And the second thing is that he shouldn't have run in 2024. Trump was clearly going to be the nominee for 2024. He made this extremely evident that he was going to run in 2024 and try to get that second term. And people thought, well, he's not going to. DeSantis isn't going to run. He knows that it would be a really stupid idea to run. Clearly, his campaign directors did not realize that because he announced, and look at that bump. Oh yeah, everyone said, oh yeah, he's gonna get the announcement bump, and then that's what's gonna save his campaign. And he dipped, he went back up, he dipped, and he's fallen. So he did not get a campaign bump. If anything, he got a campaign dip because a lot of people were pissed off that he was running because this is supposed to be a Trump year, and all of this does is divide the party and funnel a ton of money away from beating Biden. And it's apparent because a lot of the Trump supporters who support Trump in the 2024 primary really would vote for DeSantis if he came after Trump, if he went for 2028, and he would have a pretty easy shot of winning 2028 if he just waited and stuck it out to be the successor to Trump and be that more conservative populist candidate. But no, he has to be a neocon who is running against Trump as a sort of never Trumper and now has to attack him, which attacking Trump is not a bold and very good strategy for a presidential campaign, and especially against Donald Trump, because you're opening yourself to the absolute floodgates of not only Trump supporters but Trump himself. And that's a reason why Trump is very good at running a campaign, because he's very good at attacks. It is very well known that he can pull out a political attack that does kind of affect your campaign, and it does kind of hurt. So you don't want to battle him, especially in a race that he is very invested in and very much wants to win. So it's not going too well, and he should have realized that. But honestly, the main issue is that he was never going to have a chance of winning. It was a stupid idea to even join this race. You shouldn't have joined a race where your main opponent is going to be a former president who is very well liked within the Republican Party. So he has a very strong base, and honestly, DeSantis, he does not have a lot of charisma and a lot of debate skills. So once he gets on that debate stage, everyone is going to be able to see, oh, this guy kind of sucks at debates, and he's going to get absolutely swept the floor off, especially if Trump doesn't join the first debate, because he's the main target. A lot of the other candidates can just lay the smack on DeSantis, and then Trump walks in the second debate and completely annihilates him, which is not a very good strategy, especially if you want to win the nomination at 20%, which probably won't happen, and you can't win a nomination if you're below 50%. Hillary Clinton didn't even win the debate in 2008 when she was running against Obama, and everyone saw her as the front runner, which here it's not the case for DeSantis because he's not the front runner. He's never been the front runner. He's more of a Jeb Bush, which he also endorsed DeSantis, which is also not a good look if you're having Jeb Bush endorse you, because he's pretty much the personification outside of his brother of the ultimate neocon and the ultimate 2012 politician, and he also lost to Trump. So you have all of these loser candidates and rhinos and neocons that aren't very well liked by the general Republican that are endorsing him, and it just completely tarnishes his campaign and completely destroys his chance of winning, which you kind of don't want people who are not very well liked by your own party to be endorsing you, because then you're not going to be well liked, and you're under threat of being taken over by a very, very, very rapidly gaining popularity Ramaswamy, who, to be honest, he's not really running for the nomination. He's more so running for a for a cabinet position, maybe vice president. But yeah, now 2028, if DeSantis does run, he's going to have a tougher fight because he's already destroyed his credibility with this campaign, which would not be the case if he didn't run this time, because Trump has such a vast majority and such an advantage over DeSantis that it really doesn't make sense to run against him, but they still did, and it's not working. So 2028 is going to be hard for DeSantis if he wants to get that nomination, because it will be a pretty big fight against Ramaswamy and maybe some other Trump-like candidate. Maybe, I don't know, Tucker Carlson, maybe. What if he joins the ring? Because he's also pretty popular and would have a good shot. But yeah, it's going to be a pretty tough time for DeSantis in this race, but also going forward, because right now he's not winning the nomination. He's not winning really any state with a 19.3% poll, while Trump has stayed relatively above 50% the entire time ever since his first indictment, which the indictments are screwing over DeSantis a lot. They are just bouncing back and gaining more and more Trump support, which honestly you don't want. If Trump is becoming more and more popular, you don't want that in your campaign, because that means more of your supporters are leaving your party, which a lot of these donors who are neocons, as soon as DeSantis starts falling, they are going to be supporting all of these other candidates, which is going to completely kill the DeSantis campaign. You saw it with Jeb Bush in 2016. He was going to be the front runner. He was in first place, and then it was clear that he wasn't going to win, and Trump was gaining so much support that they got divided up between all the other candidates who were basically the same thing. So, yeah, it's not going to go well for him. He's playing the losing strategy of Jeb Bush, and just like Jeb Bush, he's going to lose, and he's never going to be able to hold political office again, because he had to play a losing strategy, which never works because it's a losing strategy, but he played it, and he got fooled and completely lost any chance of winning. And yeah, say goodbye to DeSantis 2028, because that ain't never happening, because he had to jump the gun way too early, and look at that now. He's losing by nearly 32 points, and honestly, it's kind of sad, but it's reality. Everyone could see it coming from a mile away. DeSantis joining this race was a very bad idea, but yeah, that's what happens when you have seriously incompetent campaign directors who more so just hate Trump. They just want Trump gone, and that's their entire purpose, is that they don't want Trump. Which, honestly, if that's your entire campaign, that's not how you win. You can't just go on the I hate Trump, because that's what everyone else is doing. They're all playing the exact same campaign, which if you want to stick out, that's not how it works. Ramaswamy is the only one who is not doing that, and look at that, he is gaining a lot of support and just past Pence. So, yeah, it's not going to work out for him, and honestly, he's under threat of giving Ramaswamy second place, which, according to some polls, has already happened, where Ramaswamy is already beating DeSantis and is in second place. So DeSantis should just drop out of the race. It's not worth it at this point. Trump is clearly going to win. Ramaswamy is basically going for a place in the White House, and DeSantis, vice president, uh, cabinet, nope, that's never going to happen. Trump is keeping tabs on everyone here. Honestly, DeSantis, just drop out. It's not worth it anymore. You're embarrassing yourself. But yeah, do you think that DeSantis could turn it around? He probably won't. Yeah, that's it. Bye.